Welcome back to Tales from the Soundcheck Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Dave. I'm accompanied by Dan. Again, we have Collin, the magical percussionist from the band Burying Point. And in this episode, we will be chatting about some obscure stories personally between the three of us from the Connecticut local hardcore, metalcore, metal, death metal, what have you music scene. We hope you enjoy this show. If you're not from Connecticut, hopefully it's enlightening and you can learn a little bit more about the three of us. There will definitely be a lot more Connecticut-based bands featured on this show, but for now, enjoy the conversation. Oh, well, speaking of local bands, give a little shout out. Our boys Currents are in Australia right now.
Holy shit.
Pretty badass. And I think they are, or they just opened. They're on the bill with Killswitch for a show. I don't know if they
play such big tours.
It's
Dude,
so like
so cool.
like Dave, both of you guys. You known those guys since for fucking ever before, like, I don't know, you were in a band with Ryan, and I knew all the guys like pre-Currents and the current lineup, and it's just like so awesome to see how far they've come. It's so fucking cool.
It's just interesting to see that the band was knowing what the band was it years since the Storm?
Dude, years since the Storm, they were fucking solid.
Yeah.
Knowing that was the same band that morphed into, pretty much, because when did Jeff leave? God.
Jeff? What? Who? Shit, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been like 3 or 4 years probably, right?
That's when the band completely,
changed.
Shifted, yeah, and then it got big. And it's crazy. You look at their plays on Spotify, and it's just like thousands per day. And I'm like, dude, it's fucking sweet, dude.
It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Seriously.
They're top. They're in the top 10 deathcore, metalcore bands right now probably in plays. I mean, you if you type in, you go into Spotify, you use the Spotify playlists, or you use like user playlists that are live.
Yeah.
And you type in deathcore or metalcore or anything like that.
To the Clouds EP.
Yeah, they're on the list. So there's a couple songs that they got, so that's cool. But Collin, you're in a band.
I am.
Tell us about your band real quick.
Me, John Miller, Kane and Billadoo. Got the boy Freddie. I don't know how to say your last name, dog. If you ever hear this, my bad. We got Joshua Shea. Just a bunch of cats we've been playing music with for shit ever. Really OG lineup, like fucking back in the day, like Silhouettes, Beneath the Gallows, like that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be back with the same fucking dudes again.
I can't wait to have conversations about that.
Oh man,
those are wild times. You can do a whole whatever this is. You can do a whole thing on Jesus Fest, baby.
Dude, we could do an entire. We can do an entire rundown on shows like this. Like, you can do an entire rundown on any show you want. I would love to talk about Jesus Fest, though.
Jesus Fest is wild shit. Maybe we can't talk about Jesus Fest entirely, but
it's still about it. You could still see videos online. Jesus Fest.
I'm not familiar with this, so I'm intrigued.
We'll have to do another one, with Collin, and have him. Maybe we can get John and Topher on the horn and have them talk about Jesus Fest and who got mopped. Was it Danny?
Well, that was the first one. Yeah, poor Dan Tracy, man.
Yeah,
he did someone like I think it was Billy. Billy got down on his hands and knees, and like someone ran and jumped off his back and just tugged Dan out, dude. Dan never saw it coming. That was the first one, yeah.
That one was.
Shows were wild back in the day. I fucking missed that shit.
They were violent.
Yeah, they were.
I loved it.
They really were.
Especially those VFW hall shows, man, where that floor got wet and people just shit, punching each other.
Dude, I grew up going to shows at, like, Wallingford Knights of Columbus.
Yeah.
Dude, the shows there were insane. You would have, like, those 10-hour fests with, like, 30 fucking bands. Starts at, like, noon, doesn't end till midnight. And you have people coming out between bands, mopping up blood. Just like, all right, yep, this is normal.
I remember we played a show in Dan. You probably were there.
Yeah.
At Tuxedo Junction with Forsaken, and it was Acacia Strain was headlining.
Oh, I remember
there
that
was
show.
2 stages, and John Roundhouse kicked some kid that had to get his ultimately had to get his jaw wired shut. And this kid's spitting teeth in the bathroom, and he's like, and John's like, "Are you okay?" And he's just like, "Yeah, good." Like, just
holy shit.
Oh, there's a video of that show too online, I think, as well.
Yeah,
I think this dude Joe was filming it from the merch side of the venue.
Oh, you're talking about Joe Atherton, right?
Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
yeah. Love that dude.
Yo, shout out my boy Brennan at a Suffocate show in Torrington. I saw him fucking kick a dude in the face and blow a kiss at him and say, "What's good?" Brennan's the man. Wild one that one is.
I was just at Soma the other night, and the last time I was at Soma, I had to talk people off of cliffs to getting into fights with him, and I was like, I was like, stop. Yeah, we went to a
Brennan starts blowing
show.
kisses at people, bro, you gotta pull him back. Like, you gotta pull him away. Otherwise, like, you gotta allow him to get crazy for a little while. You see the kiss come, you gotta, you know.
He's like a wild hog. You just gotta let him run around the pasture for a bit. He'll be okay.
Fair enough.
You gotta burn that energy.
He's like a fucking German Shepherd. You just gotta run him.
One of my best friends. That was my brother. Yo, I love that dude.
He's had some crazy moments at shows. I'll tell you. There's some stuff that I've seen from him where I'm just like, wow. Like,
I've seen him hurt people, dude. Like, and like it's so crazy because like Brendan in real life, the nicest fucking guy. Like, you know what I mean? He's like a golden retriever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then fucking at a show. Yeah, at a show, he's a monster, bro. He turns on.
Yeah.
Solid, dude.
Good
That's
times.
like, it's weird how individuals are like that. It's like for example, I remember going to an integrity show at the LNG years ago.
Fucking
the LNG.
Yeah,
bro.
dude, down in New London. It was like
Fucking
them. New London, man. Fuck.
$1 PBRs at LNG.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
It's
Tall boy
terrible.
PBRs for $1. Yep.
Rough. I think we had just turned like 21 too, and we were just like, "Fuck yeah, beer!"
Like, I was not, man. I had alcohol poisoning by the time I was like a junior in high school. I was over it by the time I was 21. I was like, nah, I'm good. Fuck this.
LNG was a. It's not there anymore, I don't believe. But
no, I don't think it is.
what a horrendous venue to load into, though.
Fuck yeah.
What a terrible place to have a venue on an intersection with a light that people just blow.
Despite that, so many good times at that venue.
Yeah.
Like, that integrity show, this was the example I was trying to get to. This guy was dressed up like he had just gotten out of work. He was like a blazer. He was like this 6'3", like African-American dude. And like, he was like super skinny, but as soon as integrity started with fucking Soundcheck, this dude like jumped. I ducked. The dude behind me had his nose broken in an instant, like 5 seconds into their set. It was amazing. And that dude like didn't start a fight, didn't start shit. They just sucked it up and had a great time.
That's what it's all about.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
So it's all about. I mean, you're not like, there were definitely some people that you knew that when we went to a show, we went to a festival, we did anything, whether we were playing it or just going to support other bands, that we knew somebody was going to get hurt, and it was probably by somebody we knew.
Yeah.
Because shit was going to get salty as fuck pretty quick, because it's there. Like, there was almost like especially in Connecticut, there was almost that turf war.
And that was
in
the
a
thing.
pit.
You had
Not with bands though. In a pit.
No,
Some
not
bands.
yeah,
I guess,
not so much bands, but like you would have like if you had a big fest and you had bands from say the tri-state area, you had Massachusetts, you had New York, Connecticut, and then you throw New Jersey into the mix, which is an even bigger clusterfuck. So like, you have all of that mixed into one show, and it's like 9-10 hours long. It's a long day. People do weird shit when they start getting tired and cranky.
Going down.
I remember playing some of those shows that were just like, you have to be there for load in.
Yeah.
But you're not. Which is at 10 a.m. But you're not playing till 10:15 p.m. and you're just sitting there.
I hate those shows.
Sleeping on your shit.
Hate those gigs.
Yeah, and you have to pay sometimes to play those things. I think the Webster operated like that for a while. Oh, just buy all your tickets and you'll get a good spot. Pay to play shit? Stupid. Stupid. Oh, if you guys have the most ticket sales, that's who gets the best spot. The best
That was
spots.
some bullshit, yeah.
No,
Yeah,
listen,
best spot,
it was...
from my opinion, for some of those shows were not headliners, but we played with some. In our band, we did not mesh with some of the shows that we played with. I think we played with like fucking Overkill.
Listen. Great example, especially when I was in the Arc days. We played a show at like this, Christian metalcore band, right? How funny is that shit? We played a gig with Black Dahlia Murder and Goat Whore at the Webster Underground. The vocalist of Goat Whore was not super stoked on us. I'm pretty sure he was like pretty wasted too, but like either way, I thought it was really fucking funny. I was just like, dude, you're like in your 50s, and like all the guys in my band, and they're like late teens, early 20s. Like, calm down.
You guys are mad.
He was so mad. He was mad at Jesus. Stop being mad at something you don't believe in. Calm down.
Isn't that so weird?
That's what I mean. I don't know. That's a whole other conversation. People are weird.
I think there was the turf war because you'd have, especially like Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Connecticut and Massachusetts shows.
Oh,
if you were a
Rhode Island.
if you were a Connecticut band, and you were playing in Massachusetts, either you were friends with one of the bands that was playing there, or you just kind of got cold shouldered. I always felt like that was some of the things that we got, unless there was other bands. Especially getting in Eastern Mass towards Boston, that's when it was just like the Worcester Palladium. What was the one over?
There was the Middle East.
I think the Middle East just closed too.
It did.
That's so sad.
Yeah. Great venue.
Yeah. What about that place at the Wise Potato Chip Factory?
What?
Oh my God, where was that?
I just remember it was in Massachusetts. I couldn't even lie to you and tell you where in Mass.
It must have been. It was in between Springfield and Worcester. It was something like that because it wasn't that far from Hartford, but it might have been Springfield. And I remember it was snowing. It was cold as shit. And I think August Burns Red had just dropped like that week. Messengers, that record.
God.
Oh yeah.
And we were jamming it all the way up there, and we get to this venue, and we got like, what are we, fucking full cabs and everything, and we're like, and we're just sitting there, and the guy's like, oh yeah, and we're like, how do we get from there to there? And he's like, you got to use these tiny little stairs, and it was like an old potato chip factory, and then you get into the room that the venue's actually in,
Like an
and
office.
it was an office. What? It was an office without cubicles.
Yeah.
It was, and it was all black light. It was just stupid.
It was so fucking weird, dude.
And we played with one other band, and it was like a 45-minute show. It was so stupid.
Collin, did you ever play Leah's Pizza?
Yeah, I believe so.
Where was it? Shelton?
Shelton, Connecticut sounds right.
Oh God, that was a weird venue too. They had like almost those LEO style pizzas. It was just like a rectangle with cheese and sauce, and be like, here you go. It was fucking weird, and they threw hardcore and metal shows for a while. Connecticut's a weird fucking place, man.
Connecticut had great venues,
We
though.
agree though. Point Beach, like
Point
the
Beach,
best
yeah.
place to ever fucking play
yes.
in Connecticut. Like the dirtiest, like slimiest, like most amazing place on earth.
Dirtiest, slimiest, most amazing place on earth was Bobby Allen's. You can't forget that.
Waterbury.
Yo. We
played there with the breathing process.
Hold on. Fucking, we're gonna forget about
Red
Empress
Death.
Ballroom.
Oh,
The what?
Empress Ballroom or Heirloom Arts Theater.
Heirloom
The
Arts
Heirloom
Theater,
like 4 times.
Dude,
That's
tallest and most obnoxious stage you can ever play on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Not necessary at all.
No.
Speaking of local bands, shout out to Hooker in the Morgue.
Oh
Yes.
Yep.
Miss those
We're
dudes.
here today to see if you're gonna gag.
Oh, we can do a whole Connecticut scene episode. So easy.
Margot, Shroud.
Yeah,
All those
Margot. I
fucking
was just
bands.
gonna say Margot. Fucking dude. What was the other band? Fuck.
Invocation of the Heck.
Oh,
Wrench in the
yeah,
Works.
Yep. Wrench in the Works. Wow.
Hey,
Connecticut
boy,
has so
my
much good music.
boys. Love those guys.
Connecticut.
Don't-
Yeah, Connecticut.
The reason Art got signed.
100 Demons. Connecticut
Fuck.
had. I mean, a lot of those guys are so old now. Not some of the other bands but
Yeah, but legendary bands in their time.
oh yeah.
And like the influence they had.
And you knew like
Like going to see Pale Horse. It's like at the drop of a hat I would go.
you knew like if you played a show. What was the band? Get fucking bent. If I Had Eyes.
Oh, if I had eyes. I used to play with them all the time back in the day.
You knew if you were playing with a band like that.
Yeah.
That
Give us
that
wings.
place- give us
Or,
wings. Yeah,
like-
you knew those bands were going to absolutely fuck
Destroy
that
it.
place up. Yeah.
Oh,
Going to
yeah.
see Margot back in the day. Fuck. Margot shows, those were ridiculous.
Yeah, you were, especially if you were playing at the old South Street stage or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a garage. Like it was a garage with a stage in it, and a bathroom that you could totally stand on the stage and look over into the bathroom.
Mhm.
So much violence happened at South Street.
The second one was worse,
Seriously.
man. The second one had so much more violence, with the soundboard being up there by the fucking hot dog window or whatever that was.
Yeah,
up there.
that was so weird.
Yeah, like people jumping off of that. I jumped off that onto a bunch of people and really, missed the pool table. They put the pool table there to try to keep people from stage diving and jumping off of that, and it didn't work. But
We saw how well that worked.
yeah, that place is not there. And then they had like a rap venue that was like upstairs, and I was like, this isn't gonna work, dude. This is like these are
Asking for trouble.
these are the grittiest, dirtiest dudes ever that chain smoke or are straight edge. Like there's no happy medium. Like these are the wildest fucking people I've ever met in my life. And you want to abstractly create a venue that has that type of polarization? That's fucking nuts. I always thought that was crazy that when we would play shows there, and I'm like,
It
okay,
makes no sense, man.
yeah,
No
you're
sense
seeing
at all.
dudes breaking their necks and their backs, fucking headbanging on stage, and then upstairs you got fucking people talking about popping pussies and shit. It's the craziest. And they would have crazy parties and bangers up there, and everybody's
that's like playing
intermingling
Toad's Place.
outside, and you're like, oh, well, I'm just trying to get my shit into my trailer, but there's 1,000 people out here from the other show that
Yeah.
are like, oh, what? They find people sitting in your trailer and shit.
Oh god, I don't miss that from being on tour. You'd stop somewhere, you hang out for a minute, you get a breather. All of a sudden, homeless guy pops in. Hey man, can I get a ride?
I'm gonna send you guys the video.
Climb
We
up
have
on top, bud.
Oh god.
the first excursion I did with Forsaken when they were Forsaken the Sky. The first excursion I did was we were up to Herkimer, New York.
Oh
and,
wow.
Yeah, it was like Torrington Light. It was really
Ew.
it was like Torrington Light in the
Ew.
sense less people. I
Fuck.
wasn't allowed to buy an orange soda for Eddie.
What? Why?
They were like, you have to be 18 to purchase soda here, and I was like, where the fuck am I?
What?
What?
I was like, I'm halfway to Buffalo, and you guys are telling me that Orange Crush, you need to be of 18. And then I was like,
We
okay,
have to
I was
ID
like, okay,
you
I'll
for
buy it.
that sugar, son.
Yeah, I was like, I'll buy it. And they were like, well, no, you're gonna give it to him. And I was like, yeah. Like, what do you
It's like, yeah, no shit, fuckwad.
Yeah, it was one of those places you walk into a Burger King and everybody turns and looks at you. It was one of those. It was such a weird experience. But we met a guy on the way back because we were having light troubles and we popped a tire or something. Fender like broke off, hit the tire,
fuck.
and it's cold as fuck. We're at this gas station stuck trying to figure it out. John's trying to fiddle with the wiring, and this dude comes out of the bushes named Ding Ding Ding.
What?
And he's like making noises like that at us, and he had he just ended up like trying to sit in the van, and Nate had a bunch of like Budweisers, and this dude just grabs one, cracks it, starts drinking it, and we're like, okay, well that's yours now. But he hung out with us for like maybe an hour,
And while we were sitting at in this parking spot next to this pump, and he was just like making noises and talking random shit, and there's a video of it. I'll send it to you. It's funny. I think his most famous thing that he said to us before we left, he was like tomorrow, today. And we were
Okay.
like, and when we asked him what his name was, he goes, my name, ding ding ding, and we were like, okay. And that was the start of how that band was gonna go, and it was absolutely chaotic ever since.
God,
So-
I remember playing with Forsaken the Sky when I was in my old band, fucking View Through Blind Eyes, so long ago.
Oh my God! Was it back when Nate was, or was it Nate and Mike?
Yeah.
Or was it just
No,
Nate?
it was still Nate.
Just Nate.
Shout out
Nate's
Mike T, one of the
Shout out
goats.
Mike T and Nate, dude. Goat.
Yeah.
Goat. Nate, one of the best.
Yo, he would get so lit and still just fucking destroy every time.
One of the best, if not the best vocalists. No offense to all my other vocalist friends, but Nate is a fucking performer.
No, he was a
Like-
beast, and he would make you feel whatever he was trying to convey, and he would leave it on that fucking floor, wherever the fuck he was going.
When
He
he
used to
laughed,
put
he
the
just
mic down
destroyed.
and scream over everything, bro.
Yeah.
You would hear him just
Yes,
as loud as the mic.
when he
Like
laughed,
how
dude, it
he
was
would project
heartbreaking.
like that. It's just like, yo, that has so much fucking pain behind that voice. You feel that shit.
And he would pump us up
Yeah.
doing that. Like that was one of the craziest times, especially on a larger stage with him, where you just see this dude standing there with his just arms out, and you're like, I was like, this guy, if he continues to do this, which he didn't, but if he continues to do this, is gonna be. It almost was like that, like those moments where you like with Mitch Lucker standing up there, and
Yeah.
you're like, dude, that's the same type of guy. This
He
dude
had
owns
that
people.
potential. He
Yeah.
absolutely had that potential. Every time we played a gig and I would see him play, I was just like, not only are you a super nice fucking dude,
Yep.
but like you just would pour your heart out, and it's just like in the most brutal fucking way. I loved it.
Yeah, shout out Nate for real.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Well, we could definitely, we'll definitely continue a conversation on the Connecticut local music scene, like anyone gives a fuck. But hopefully there'll be people that are listening that are from the Connecticut music scene that recognize some of it. So
You know, if you know, you know. If you don't,
yeah,
fuck it.
Big
we'll
facts.
dick around. But yeah, that was fun.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
That was fucking rad.
Thank you all for joining us for another episode on Tales from the Soundcheck Podcast. We'll see you next time. Much love.